Recently, there's been a lot in the news about plastic microbeads. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, plastic microbeads, better known as polyethylene when you look at the ingredient label, have been used by the industry for years in what we call exfoliating cleansing products, okay? And they're really sharp little crystals, and the problem with them is that they are accumulating in the aqueous environment and damaging the plant life and the fish life that lives in that environment. Now, do we have to use those? For years, there's been what we call the natural type exfoliants, such as date seed, poppy seed, and cornmeal.
Also, in most other countries, they've banned them a long time ago. A lot of my clients come in from using exfoliants that are too harsh, so that even though they're exfoliating, it's damaging and causing more dry skin and more dead cells, so that then it's doing more harm than good.
Yeah, that's correct, because the polyethylene beads are very sharp. They're like crystals, whereas the date seed and the poppy seeds are more round and they're going to be more gentle on the skin. Okay, the other thing is they're biodegradable. They're going to degrade in the environment, not like polyethylene, which is going to stick around, and that's why those other countries have banned them some years ago.
And what are your thoughts about petroleum-based products?
Petroleum-based products made from oil, things like petroleum and propylene glycol, have been used by the industry for years. Propylene glycol was used to help with what we call freeze-thaw stability in our emulsion products. In other words, don't let the emulsion fall apart, so you use propylene glycol. And hey, where is it used? But in your car, okay? So, do you want to put that on your face? I don't think so.
It's a very cheap ingredient that has a texture that coats the skin.
Right, just like putting saran wrap on your skin doesn't allow the moisture to escape. And it could have traces of carcinogens within them too, and that's the other problem.
And there's so many better options, such as different oils like almond oil, coconut oil, anything to give it that moisturizing ingredient that also has a texture.
And what are your thoughts on silicones?
Well, silicones are going to be the next class of ingredients that are going to have a big bullseye on them. Silicones are basically dimethicones, cyclomethicones, hydroxypropylmethicones, anything with a C-O-N-E at the end. Basically, what they do is they just put a layer on top of the skin that's kind of smooth, but don't give anything else to the skin, okay? Because I'd rather have an ingredient that's natural and is going to do something. And there are different ingredients that are out there that are natural that provide nourishment in the same field.
A lot of times when my clients come into the store with clogged pores, I ask them what they're using, and inevitably it has silicones in it. It does give, especially makeup with silicones, gives a very full coverage, but what that does also is it clogs the pores. Another no-no when it comes to silicones is hair care, more so than in skincare. I think it's found in hair care, where it gives a smooth feel because it does coat the hair, but it is also what causes a buildup, so that's why you have to use the harsh shampoos to take it out, drying out your hair at the end. There's alternatives like marula oil.
Milk thistle oil is going to help also. You want to put something on your skin that has the same feel, same coverage, but it's going to be beneficial. In other words, providing nourishment to the skin, not like silicones, which are inert and are starting to accumulate in the aqueous environments also.
There's a lot of confusion on fragrance and natural products. Can you clear this up? And what are your thoughts on essential oils in products, since they are dairy fragrant?
Yep, when you look at synthetic fragrances and natural fragrances, they all suffer from the same difficulties. In other words, the European Union has actually identified 26 ingredients in fragrances that are known.
Natural and synthetic?
That's correct. Natural and synthetic that are known allergens. And if you have them in your fragrance, in your product, you've got to label it on your product's cosmetic ingredient declaration.
Because essential oils counteract with each other. If you have too many in there, it actually does more harm than that's what it's supposed to do.
Right, you don't want to have too much of a fragrance in your product. You want to make sure that the fragrance that's in your product doesn't contain those ingredients. And that's why a lot of companies now are just using botanical extracts that have their own scent to them already. all right, to be safer.
Also, it is in making products, it's hardest to make it unscented or clean scent. It's easier to cover up a strong scent with a stronger scent. So always trust your nose, it's looking out for your best interest.
Why do you think these things still exist in our products?
It's a good question. You know, the industry's been using them for years. They're in a lot of their products that they've been selling for years. And it's going to be very difficult for the industry to go in and reformulate those products financially and time-wise. Okay? It's just not an easy fix.
These companies are publicly owned companies. Their interest lies with the shareholders' profits, not really us. And it's much easier for them to make it for cheap and use marketing and branding to sell it for a lot more than actually use good ingredients that benefit our skin.
It's a big industry, and it's going to take them a long time to come around.
Great, thank you for sharing all that with us, Gene and Tony.
Thank you.